Hey gamers, welcome back to Creative Gamers. Finally, Little Nightmares 3 is here, and today I'm going to show you how you can actually play it on your mobile device, completely offline and running super smooth. So if you've been waiting to experience Little Nightmares 3 on your phone with stable performance, this is the guide you've been looking for. Make sure to like the video before we get started. First, you'll need a few files ready on your device. Make sure you have the Eden APK, the firmware file, the latest prods.keys file, and of course your own game file. That's important, as you'll need to use your legally owned game in either XCI or NSP format. Once you have everything ready, we can begin the setup process. Open Eden Emulator, and first enable notifications. This helps during installation. Then install the product keys, followed by the firmware file. Once those are in place, set up your game directories by pointing to the folder where your game files are stored. After that, you'll land on the home screen of the emulator, and you should already see your game displayed and ready to launch. Now let's move into the settings to optimize performance. Go into Settings, then head to Advanced Settings, and open System Settings. Here, set the limit speed to 200%. This helps with frame pacing and keeps gameplay smooth. Then, make sure to turn off the Disable NCA Verification option. Next, go back to Advanced Settings and open Graphics Settings. Set the accuracy level to normal, and for resolution, choose Balanced at 1.0x. If you're using a lower-end device, you can lower it slightly to 0.7x for better performance. Turn on Use Asynchronous Shaders. This feature helps the emulator handle shader compilation more efficiently, reducing stutters during gameplay. Set the VSync mode to immediate, which essentially disables VSync and reduces input delay. Finally, scroll down and set the aspect ratio to stretch to window to get full screen gameplay. After that, open device overlay settings and turn it off. This removes the extra on-screen elements and improves performance a little more. Once that's done, your emulator is fully optimized. Next, let's talk about GPU drivers. Eden Emulator supports custom GPU drivers, but this option is only available for Snapdragon devices. On the main settings page, click the Fetch option, and you'll see a list of available drivers. The recommended one on my device is Purple Turnip T22, but in my testing, the Kimchi Turnip driver gave noticeably better performance, so I installed the latest version of Kimchi Turnip and selected it. If you're using a MediaTek or Mali-based device, just stick with the default driver settings. No need to change anything there. Now it's time to launch the game. When you open Little Nightmares 3, you'll notice that on the credit screen, it runs at a stable 60 FPS. Once you reach the main menu, it stays consistently around 40 to 45 FPS, which is much smoother than the GameHub emulator results. Adjust your brightness, accept the terms and conditions, and once you're on the home screen, you'll see how stable it feels. When you start a new game and select your character, the cutscene begins running at about 45 FPS. During the first minute or so, you might notice a few shudders. That's completely normal because the emulator is compiling shaders. After that short period, everything stabilizes, and the gameplay becomes smooth and responsive. For a brand new release like this, it's genuinely impressive how well it runs on mobile. You might still see slight fluctuations as you move through new areas, but they're minimal and hardly noticeable once gameplay stabilizes. To give you a quick comparison, I tested the same PC version on GameHub emulator, and the results were honestly disappointing. Even when I turned every setting down to the lowest possible quality, the performance stayed around 15 to 20 FPS, with constant stuttering and very poor visuals. In contrast, this mobile setup through Eden Emulator not only runs smoother, but also looks better and feels more stable overall. So if you're planning to play Little Nightmares 3 on the go, I highly recommend trying out the Switch version with Eden Emulator. It's efficient, easy to set up, and gives you a playable experience even on mid-range Android devices. And that's it, Little Nightmares 3, running offline on mobile with smooth, stable gameplay and optimized settings. If you found this guide helpful, make sure to hit the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to Creative Gamers for more emulator tests, setup guides, and mobile gaming updates. Drop a comment down below with your device name and FPS results. I'd love to hear how it performs for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, happy gaming.